Alright, we're here. We're good to go. Hey, Broburn, I see you in chat. Right now, we are waiting for some people, and I'm going to ping everyone in the server so they know to join. Bam. Do. I'm gonna link the thing to the Steam. Bam! And we're gonna pin it. Bam! Now everyone knows. I'm gonna ping the server too. Bam! And then we're gonna where's oh, I don't have the dang link. Oh no. Can you guys even hear me? Oh yeah, you can hear me. We're good. We're good. Oh hey, people are in that push. So we got that. No, it's just me though. Can you invite? Oh, you can invite. Hello, people that have joined. We will be showing in just a moment. Oh, hey, though, I see you there. Do I have music playing? Oh, I do. Okay, we're good. It's very quiet music, isn't it? Hello there. Hello. I'm about to start the. I'm gonna wait just a little bit to then, because I need to post on Twitter that it's happening for the people that have been waiting. It's a big deal for me because you can actually like walk around and shit. But I gotta let people know because some people have been wanting to see it, and I gotta ping everyone. Oh look, it's the crayfish. What is he doing? All right. New post. And then I need to post it to this post. There we go. All right. I think we're good. I think I've posted it everywhere that I'm supposed to. It's a little jank because I have to capture the window of Unreal Project, so it's going to, and it crashes sometimes. It's very unstable, so it might, if it crashes, I have to recapture it, which is mildly annoying on OBS, but it should work okay. It worked fine earlier. Like it ran it for like 2 hours, and it worked okay. It just was a little jank. Hopefully, I don't have to compile the shaders again because there's 14,000 of them. That'd be unfortunate. Alright, we should be good. So can everyone see? How's audio of my voice? Is it too loud? Quiet? Hi, Prof. We're gonna mute the music now. We're gonna go to game layout. And we're gonna turn on. Oh, it already showed up. That's convenient. I don't know what any of this does. I am not a coder, so I don't know what any of this does. Project monsters. There should be a level. Oops. Map screen. Oops. It's the main menu folder. This? Oh, wait, no. No, I don't want to do that. That's bad. New. Menu. Wait. Good. Oh, it works. Huzzah. You guys can't hear it yet, can you? Hold on. Game audio. What is it? What is it? Okay, so it's capturing game. But you don't hear the audio, right? Okay. Fix that. Hey, you can hear it now. Can you hear it? All right, it's recording. It's capturing the wrong thing, though. Let me change that. Hey, there we go. Oh, now you're capturing double audio, I think. Yeah, you're capturing. Hold on. Open. Perfect. It's a little lopsided, but it'll work. It's fine. Whenever I tab out, it turns the audio off, so that's why you're not hearing audio sometimes. Where's Astro? He's supposed to be here. Good. Did I ping the server? I think I did. Yes, I did. What's this here? Go. I have to say tabbed in anymore. Alrighty. What? Someone was wanting to talk, but I guess not. I guess it's just me. went for Astro. Hey there! Yeah, isn't the menu good? Nico did the background. This is not the final background. This is just kind of the current one, but it's the logo's the correct one, and like this stuff should be good. It's gonna, we're not gonna have that issue. I don't think credits does anything. I'm not gonna click it. I don't know exactly what stuff does, like what stuff works and what stuff doesn't. This isn't the current build that Dan's doing, so it's missing some stuff like resolution options. But it's, hey, there's Astro. Hi, Astro. Yeah, Astro, I went to Twitch instead to stream it all because it was easier than figuring out voice permissions with everyone. And then everyone can see it at once. There was someone. Who the hell was I going to message? Oh, ADMC. I'm gonna get happy here. Alright. Was Astro watching the Roblox stream on his server? Wow, Astro joins their stream, but not mine. I see how it is. Wow. Wow. Alright. Let's see if this works. So these are like the little, you get like when you select one, book changes. It's not neat. It's not a cool effect. Did we crash? Did it load? Did we crash? It might have crashed, guys. Nope, we're good. We made it. Yeah, so this is the... Well, I guess we can start it. Actually, I'll show you where the game starts. This is just where the spawn is at the moment. Move my microphone. Alright, so this is the start. Spawn. But, again, very, very early build. So there's lots of glitchiness. You can tell it's glitchy because when you move the sprites are not staying lit. They go dark if you go this direction. So that's going to be fixed. So yeah, there's movement. This is the animations. Then there's a jump. And there's a run. So over here is where the game starts. At the lighthouse. And this is obviously temporary. It's not going to be all speckled and whatever. Oh yeah, no. But this is, I believe this is getting fixed too. There's a lot of this over here. This was never really, I think, worked on. But I think some of these rock textures are not final either. I think Rafa redid them. But this is where the game starts, is up here at this lighthouse. You can't, what I'm gonna have eventually is the camera's gonna be like panned out over here, so you'll be able to actually see the lighthouse. Because at the moment, the camera always is this fixed distance, and you can't actually see what this is. It just looks like a normal house, but there's a lighthouse over here. So yeah, you start over here, and then the actual village is over that way. So you'll go down here and kind of get used to like the walking and stuff. Hi, David. And then you get to the village part, and this is the first village, which is called Suncrest. It's like the tutorial area for those who don't know. I'm going to assume that people watching don't know much about this, so I'm going to explain stuff that some people probably do know already. So yeah, Suncrest is like it's the villager character, Alex, this is her, starts off at. It's just like a fishing village, so it's relatively small, but it's a lot bigger walking around than I was expecting, honestly, because I haven't actually, till today, I wasn't actually like being able to like use the map because they were working on it. So it's way bigger when you're walking around versus just looking at screenshots. But yeah, and there's like the boats and stuff, little boats. Or I guess those were rafts more. And you can't go in the water. You can kind of go in the water a little bit. But yeah, so this is the kind of the pier that we have. Also, this is Duple, the little ghost fellow that follows you around. He's just a little guy, and he's supposed to do a flip when he's like stationary like this. There's supposed to be an idle break where he does a little flip, but it's not in at the moment, and he's kind of glitchy. Yeah, he's supposed to be doing stuff, but he just follows you around at the moment. He'll be used to tell you where to go if you're lost. He'll like point in the direction. You can tell he kind of disappears sometimes too. But he'll like go towards where you're. He's like a guiding arrow basically, like a quest marker. So there's not really much over this story. There's just fishing stuff. And then there's this cool statue that you can't really see because the camera can't change. But that's another thing, is that when you get to this area, it'll pan out again so you can see more. And there's broken hitboxes, so ignore that part too. But yeah, look at these nice models. It's weird seeing everything in game compared to just seeing it as like a 2D texture. But yeah, this is as far as it goes out here. And then there'll be like fish in the water too. Right now it's just there's nothing there, but there'll be stuff in the water. It won't just be like emptiness. I want to do some like coral stuff, but this is just kind of houses. You won't be able to go inside the. Oh, this is not. So obviously some of the hitboxes are wonky, but you'll be able to actually see the statue fully when it's working. Hey, Bazzy. I'm in voice chat if you want to join the voice chat, Bazzy. I'm in the Room Monster server voice chat. think I'm, yeah, I'm in it. Okay. But oh, hold on, misclicked. Is it? Is it 1,000 bits? I don't know why. Maybe I just set everything to 1,000 so people want to do it. I think that's what I did. I think I just set everything really high so people want to do it. Is it default? It's like 100's like default, right? Something like that. Too bad. I think I also made like the other stuff like really expensive too, like just the default things. Oh, is it 30? Wow. But yeah, so that's the kind of pier area that has just like the fisherman huts on it. There won't be much over there. It'll just be kind of like talking NPCs. So nothing too fancy. Maybe a quest marker or something. I don't know. And there's just more stuff over here. Yeah, well, the statues of the god that they worship is that guy. So a rough version of it. But yeah. So like I said, when you get over there, it'll actually hand the camera back more, so you're able to actually see the statue. But this is going to be probably the default camera viewpoint, maybe a little bit further back. But you can't adjust it. You can only go left and right. And the game is going to be mainly for like controller. I'm using mouse and keyboard, but I'm trying to make it more like a controller game, you know, because like Pokemon stuff, it uses that kind of control scheme. Use just random character model here. Don't know why that's there, but it is. So this is the kind of like the main village area. I believe, I don't know, I believe the ground texture is getting modified. Or not necessarily modified, but they're like maybe cleaned up, I think, or more. I think it's supposed to like blend better, because right now I don't know if it is or not. But so again, work in progress. The map hasn't been touched in quite a while because we've been waiting for Dan to do stuff, so it's been mostly just coding. But so yeah, like stuff like this line you won't see. But I don't even know where that texture is from. And like stuff like this red house will not be there. Like the house will be there, but the bright red coloring will not. Yeah, so like the plants, it's running at a stable 62, which is nice. Even with all the plants everywhere. And all the palm trees. I have no idea what the settings are. It says they're on ultra, but I don't want to touch it because I'm worried I'll crash it. So yeah, so there'll be animals here, like chickens, and I think we have a pig. I don't know if we have a cow, but we have like stuff like that. So that's the stuff that'll be over here. I don't know what's over here. Trees, I guess. Oh, bananas. Banana trees. Some very high quality banana models. But yeah, and then you have like the little center site here, which is neat. I don't know what else is it. Apparently a furnace or something. More fish. Another anchor randomly. You have two anchors, two different models of anchors. I don't know why. And a sign that you can't read. But and then over here is the. Oh, we got cartoonish arrows too. Over here is the what is it? It's supposed to be like an inn, I think. It's like an inn and a bar. But right now you can just run through it, and there's nothing. It's just emptiness. There's no hitbox for it. But eventually there will be, and it'll again pan out so the camera, so you'll be able to see the whole thing when you get up close to it. And the way that it works in this game is that when you enter a building, it shows the actual, like, it loads a level. So it's like, you know, the old Pokemon games where you enter, you know, the Pokemon and it's a new level. It's not a little chibi house. So the houses aren't accurately outside to inside sizes. I think over here is just like a farm. I don't remember, honestly. I didn't go over here this morning. Oh yeah, there's pineapples. Pineapple farm. So, lots of pineapples. You can't enter any of these. So. But yeah, there's that, and then you can see the inn better from up here. And there's I think it's going to be something over here eventually. Right now it's just a wall, but yeah. Then we have the waterfall. The waterfall that lacks any effects. It does move though, but it doesn't have any effects on it yet. So it's just that. It looks pretty good though. And then what are these plant models? Rafa did all the texturing too. Addo did the models of the 3D models. Addo in chat here, but Rafa did all the texturing for everything. And I don't know what this is. This is just a rock. It's like a centerpiece rock thing that we did. It doesn't have a purpose. Originally, the statue was going to be here, but then they put the statue there, and now it's just a rock here. So, and we'll go over here. There's a little. Oh, there's roots. There's the market, I guess. It's very empty when there's no NPCs. But, yeah, I guess. I don't know. I think it's because it was a big empty spot before the village tent, so I just said add something there. So you can kind of see the village. Lots of palm trees. I really wanted to show like a kind of like tropical feel to the first village. So I really like stressed having like lots and lots of palm trees everywhere. So they did a really good job, and it's not like lagging at all. Having this many stuff. I mean, the game's pretty low poly, but I was worried when I was shown how many trees there were. if it would run. And then over here, I don't think there's anything over here. I think it's just broken texture. That's what's over here. And then this is the Abbey. This is where you live in the game. Again, you can't enter it at the moment, but this is like the church area. And there's 3 different buildings. And again, like I said, the houses are not to scale, so like when you go inside, there'll be like multiple rooms. It's not going to be a little tent. And there's a bridge here too. I didn't know about this bridge, but yeah, there's a bridge to get to this area. And then another broken texture. I don't know what's going on with this thing, but just more houses and a monster. Apparently, I can hear it. A Minecraft spider is somewhere nearby. Yeah, and then this is the. That's pretty much it for the village, but this is the town hall. Like the mayor's home. Again, you can't enter it, but it is. You will be able to enter it eventually. Right now, there's nothing you can do. Yeah, so there's that. And then when you get to this area, there's a neat bridge. And this is where the testing stuff is, because this is the save block that lets you save. And this is your inventory block that apparently has inventory stuff. Which you can see here. Oh, just kidding, it crashed. Let's try that again, shall we? Is it loading? Oh no, it went black screen. Let me edit that. This is again work in progress. Unreal Editor. There we go. We're good to go. Wow. That's loaded. Great. We're back. Hey, bro. Yeah, so it crashed apparently when I opened. Let's try it again. Why is it crashing? We'll try restarting. Oh, it actually crashed Unreal itself. Hold on. Let's try that one more time, shall we? I actually don't know why. Oh, I started an empty level. I was told to start it from the level menu, which is what I did. But when I started it from the level menu, it crashed. So maybe that doesn't work. Because he told me control opens up inventory, and it worked last time. But now, when I press control, we get a crash. Let me just try opening up the stage without a save. That might be the issue. Let's is the level. Stir levels. Here we go. Alright, we're back. I gotta run there now. So I know for sure. Wait, let's see. Hey, it works. Yeah, it's just a placeholder at the moment. So yeah, this is the menu. It's very loud. Jesus. Let me turn down the volume on that. God damn. Can you guys hear it okay now? Yeah. It's very loud for me, but it should be quieter for you. So yeah, this is your inventory. This is the map. You got the local where you are, the area, which is the town, and then you got the world map, which is a beautiful art with Sixten's other art right there. But yeah, this is all broken at the moment, but none of this is actually working. But yeah, this is like the quest thing, and then you got like the party menu for your monsters, which you can see right here. So you got that, and then here you'd be able to, you have your XP bank, which you can select like how much XP you want to give the monster, and then because the XP is all gone to, all experience points go to the XP bank, which then will you can then select which monsters level up. So they don't like individually level up unless you you have to like manually choose to. You get the party one, which is still very broken. It looks like. Oh, you scroll. Okay, so it's kind of broken at the moment. Then you got inventory. Well, that's the menu currently, and I think Nico did the book. I think she's the one that did that book. Sprite. So now you have to run all the way back. So the village is pretty big, and there's some like elevated areas too, like over there and stuff. So I didn't want it to be like totally flat surface. It's radically different from when it started, which was a little beach thing before. Remember that, Addo? The the square beach. Now we have way more stuff going on. I might have them adjust the grass a bit, maybe. But maybe not. And then the trees change over here. Yeah, the first map was flat, and then the pier was just like a rectangle. So these are the enemy blobs that you run into to attack. These are how they look. Normally they would come after you, so that the AI will actually attack you if you're near it. But currently it just jumps around and sounds like a Minecraft spider. And then you have like an NPC here you can talk to. And then so that's the dialogue. That's the dialogue window. It's like this stuff. And then you'll be able to like select what you want to do. So let's do a battle. And the music. Oh, no, the music doesn't change. So normally there would be battle music, but right now there's nothing. So you got like defend. You got your ability. You got your items. I don't think items do anything. This might break. No, it didn't do anything. Okay. No idea if this stuff works. It doesn't. I just tried it. It doesn't work. Hey, Bruce. Defend I think works though. And this is the current like churn order. So unlike Pokemon, this is based around the like speed of the character. So this is more like the Legend of Heroes series, where you have the churn order based on how fast they are, and you can it actively changes. So if like let's say this guy buffs his speed, he can potentially attack right here as well. He can attack again maybe, or he might jump ahead of these guys. So that's kind of. Also, I noticed we don't have a mouse for this game. But you just got your like normal attacks. But they just stayed dead. They just stayed dead on the ground. I don't know why this guy has so much speed though. Clearly it's broken because he's extremely overpowered and no one's going less than him. But yeah, that's the level. That's the thing. And then you can run into them again. No, normally they would be gone. They would despawn after you beat them. I don't think it's randomized. I think right now it's always these. Yeah, it's always whatever these guys' names are called. I forget their names honestly. And the Hyper Rush is not in the game yet. I know Dan coded it, but it's not in this build. But the AoE is, and this is very loud, so just a warning. Yeah, that's the extremely overpowered AoE. I know, Fake Fan, I don't remember all, like, 200 monsters. I'm sorry. I know Palmy. Palmy's there. I know Catermelon. It doesn't help that the little fella here, he's like a barnacle. And, it's something to do with music. It's like something tone. I know that because Alfred designed him, and they do like musical notes with their tubing. The Evolution does, or it's like a chorus. They like sing or whatever. But yeah, there's also supposed to be a heal. I think Catermelon has the heal, but at the moment that's not here. So again, this is not the public release build. This is just I wanted to show it off build, and there's lots of broken stuff in it. So you can also go to the next area. This is how you go to the next maps. It won't be that abrupt. But this is sneak peek of the next area. Just walk around the gate because the gate doesn't do anything. This is the path to the main city of the first island. So once you beat the tutorial, this is after the tutorial, and there's a big. Right now we're just using the same wood pier as the pier, but I do want to Addo, I know if you're listening, I do want to do a specific texture and look to this to be less like perfectly straight. It's going to be a little bit more janky looking because it's like supposed to be a path through the wilderness. because you're not supposed to go onto the ground. I think you can just, yeah, you can just fall off this right now because there's no collision boxes on the edges. So, hi, you name. But I think at the moment it's just like the layout is the only thing that we have set up for this, and it's just pieced together. You can tell it's just like poorly pieced together. But, I don't honestly remember the path, and then there's random house. That's supposed to be a house, so pretend this test block is a house. It's very empty because again, this is a thrown together map and not a completed thing. But that's the kind of the look. The general idea is that it's supposed to be like a maze through the, not a maze, but like a pathway through the forest or like the jungle. And you'll be fighting monsters along the way. The enemies will spawn on the bridge. So you'll be able to do that kind of thing. It's just a route, basically. That's all it is. But I do want to make it a little bit more kind of jank looking, like falling apart. Because at the moment it's very clean. But yeah, so this is kind of the general pathway. I don't think if you go to the next area, there is a next area. I think it just ends. But let's try it. Why not? There's something else to look at, so let's go. Also, there's no music, so it's really awkward and quiet. There's just this. I think Mar made this briefly when I asked him to just show the layout, but this is generally the idea. It's just bare bones. Not sure what's over there, or if there even is a reason to be over there. We've got the more dense trees and the more fern-like things going on. No more just palm trees. I think you can go off the path here. You go back on the path. Oh, you can. The jump isn't. There's nothing really for the jump in the game. I kind of had it added so then, like, stuff like this you can get up on. Because otherwise you would have to like walk all the way back to get to it. So it's mostly there to like unstick you from locations or to kind of get you over little bumps like that. But there are some like jumping pads that Dan coded. So we'll probably have maybe like a jumping puzzle or something in one of the dungeons or an area. Something restrained though, like nothing too like easily broken. No physics stuff. Oh, it's nothing. Wow. A whole lot of nothing. There's a big empty nothing here. Normally this would be the transition to the next area. Yeah, parkour, exactly. But right now and the lighting is coming from a weird angle. I just noticed that the lighting is coming from the wrong direction. It's opposite of the village lighting. But so that's this kind of map. I can show you a test map. I don't know. Wait, is this even a level? Oh, there's this. Oh, it's compiling shaders. Hold on. I love compiling shaders. Oh, 0 frame rate. Oh, perfect. Hold on, let's wait while it compiles the shader. Oh. Addo, this project has 15,000 shaders. Oh look, Duple's stuck. He's stuck in his animation. That's supposed to be a spin he's doing, but he's stuck. So instead, he's like halfway looping. But this is the first. This is the map of the first city, which is Crater City. This is the like crater of the volcano city. These colorful blobs. Again, I can't move the camera, so you're stuck looking at it like this. Those are supposed to be the buildings. And so this is like a big open like lake with a bunch of buildings around. And you won't have access to the whole area. You won't be able to run all the way over there. But you'll have access to like this general area and like the shops around here. And then this big rock here is supposed to be the tower, that the first dungeon of the game, with the first main boss. And they'll have multiple floors, and Anno did the floors for that, or at least part of them. Oh, this is not even it's not even a circular. It's just a cube. And the inside will be a lot bigger too, obviously. But now it's just a big empty nothingness map, so that's neat. Also, I think it spawned me in the opposite direction, I think, because that's the entrance. Yeah, so that's kind of how the other maps are right now. They're just kind of blob things. I think even the, I don't know what some of these even... Oh, this is a neat one. Let's look at this one. Look at this one. Isn't that neat? I don't know what this is. I'm not exactly sure what this is for, but it's neat. It's a cave. With a cave thing in the middle there. That's kind of cool. Kind of quiet, and the water's not supposed to be glowing, but it is. Yeah, I think it's supposed to be, I think, the first village. It's the hidden cave in the first village, I think. Because there's a optional side mini boss in the first village after the tutorial you can go to that unlocks. But currently there's no way to get to it because there's no cave on the main map. But that would load into like this area. What are the things we got? We got Ice Island. What is this map? Oh, there's a lot of shaders to compile on this one. I don't know what this is. I know we have an Ice Island. I guess this is just him messing around. Oh, hey, Woot. I guess it's just Dan's just like test map because oh, it's really glitchy right now because it's compiling shaders. That's why it has like no frame rate. Just give it a bit. But well, almost there. Okay, we're good. So this is the ice map apparently. The Ice Island. But we haven't designed the Ice Island, so who knows? It'll look totally different probably. But there's this. This kind of reminds me of like someone's like Minecraft map that they just left. But I guess he's been messing around with like ice. Maybe ice textures or something. It's kind of neat. Not sure what this is, but kind of neat. I think we have the... What the heck is this? This map is called Black Sand Land, which I think is supposed to be the... Oh, I'm missing loads of stuff. It does not like this map at all. I don't know what this is, but it is a map. I have no idea what this is. I don't know why the Abbey's here like this. And I thought this was going to be the desert map, but apparently it's just a big test map with black sand. I mean, that's kind of neat looking. There's nothing here, but it's kind of neat. This is kind of what the second island looks like. This kind of thing. Oh, I actually like that little shrine has. It's kind of cool. But yeah, the second island is a desert biome with black sand like this. so I guess that's kind of what this is. I suppose. It's like sparkly. You notice that? It's got some shine on it. Clearly just another test map he's been messing around with. Or someone's been messing around with. I don't know who made this. Also, that's the lighthouse, by the way. You can actually see it here. That's the lighthouse. What else is there? There's, I think, only one. There's the... What the hell is this? There's just a big flat plain. All that's left is the test level, which I can show. This is the test level. Very exciting stuff. Neat thing about this is the jump pad I was talking about. So when you jump on it, it bounces you up. Ooh, secrets. Whoa, secrets. But so there'll be like a mechanic in the game, maybe for like these, where you gotta like jump up onto a ledge or something. And this is just dialogue. This is how you enter like buildings. And so this is what I mean by like how like the interior of the buildings will always look better than or bigger than the outside, because you'll have that. And this is kind of how the sprite's supposed to look, where like the light hits it always, kind of thing. So. This is a cool thing that he showed. Dan showed me this morning. We have a little kind of like a fixed view side scroll room you can get now. So we'll have some like this sometimes. It's a good. I was thinking it'd be a good. It's a good like in between room where you go from like one entrance to another. It's like a transition area. I thought that was pretty cool. So. And, oh, and then here's the battle again. Oh, here's one with 6 of them. So the total, the max enemy count is 6. So this is how many you'll normally see on the screen, like max. Party members are 3. You only have 3, actual, you can only have 3 total on, you have a team of 6, but you can only have 3 on the screen at a time, where the enemy can have up to 6. So I don't know. Does this even work? That's supposed to be the capture, but I don't think it actually works. I think it's just like the visual, or it's just failing non-stop. Oh, it worked. Okay, so that's the capture. You apparently can just capture everything and not ever fight, because it doesn't take up a turn. It just you just do it over and over. That's a little cheesy. Yeah, I think next build I get, I'm gonna have him actually have guys that their turn actually ends, because right now it's not ending. But and it's kind of a hodgepodge of enemies at the moment. They're not the they're not all going to be like this guy here, Markster. He's actually a mini boss. he's not a regular enemy. He's just here currently, but he's not a regular enemy. And this guy is one of the first bosses. He's one of the ads for the first bosses. They spawn in on that boss fight. These guys are all going to be there. This guy's a little bit later, I think. But this one and Catermelon are all. This is Crab, I think. Yeah, this one's Crab. They will all be in the game in like the first like level area. So these are kind of like the introduction monsters. Currently I know they do go at a different speed. Yeah, so they do randomly seem to do their idle breaks. But I like this guy. His little mouth. And it won't be that easy. It is right now, but it won't be that easy. AoE moves aren't that common. So. But, so that's kind of the thing. Oh, this is a cool thing, is that when you step on this, you can see the different animations. Which is kind of neat. Look at that. Look at him when he gets hit. He like runs back with his claws. Yeah, that's kind of shows generally what's going on. Woot did all these animations. He's very good. Very nice animations. There's Palmy. Look at him go. Every move he's crying. Who's that one? He doesn't really move. He's just kind of rock. And then I don't know why there's a golden one. I don't know why that's there. I think that was just a test. But he's not normally gold. I think that's supposed to be like a shiny test. Because there are alternate color monsters in the game. We have a emote of this guy. Yeah, so that kind of shows all of them, all the current ones that are. This is not all the sprites we have, I don't think, at the moment. But this is what this like demo thing has. It's these guys, so, and that just goes back and forth. So, yeah. Oh, he's not gold anymore. Wow. So that's the Rune Monster demo. That this little guy. And like I said, all the shading on the sprites is broken at the moment, so you're getting that weird look when you turn the camera too much in one direction. But yeah. Oh, and I crashed it. Yeah, apparently opening up. I'm gonna send an error report to this because that's not supposed to happen. Let me send it to Dan right now before I forget. Yeah, that's the game so far. There's a lot not shown for the battle stuff. There's things like healing, and there's things like debuffs and like poison and stuff like that. All you saw was just AoE move and general attack move. There's also 2 different animations depending on ranged and or melee attack per monster, which is pretty neat. So there's quite a bit of variety in the animations. Let's go back to the shrimp. There we go. Now we can just talk. But yeah, so that's generally it. There's shiny monsters. They're not called shinies, but they're the equivalent. So there's a different color that some of them have sometimes. There's Hyper Rush, which is kind of like a Mega Evolution ability. Difference being that the Hyper Rush form only lasts like 2 to 3 turns, and when you lose it, your stats get halved for that monster for the rest of that battle. So it's kind of like a risky maneuver type ability because it buffs you it buffs you up a bunch when you use it, but it's limited time frame and it runs out. Then you get half your stats. So and also you can't use it right away either. It has a meter that builds up throughout the battle, so it takes like I think the idea was going to take like a couple turns to actually be able to use, so you can't just spam it. Because you do heal after a battle as well. So every battle you start with full health, which means that enemies are going to be tough because it's expected that you have full health after every single battle. Beyond that, like I said, we got each move has element similar to Pokemon, but rather than just like a × 2 weakness, instead type advantage is less important. It's a thing still, but it does less. It doesn't do ×2 damage. It's like 50% increased damage or something like that. And typing matters more towards what the moves you're using do, because move types have their own debuffs and buffs for just being that type. Like steel type moves have a chance to bleed always, even if it's just a default move. As long as it's a steel type move, it has a chance to do the bleed debuff. But it's usually the steel types tend to be slower and less. So it's more of like a kind of bleed out the enemy while you tank hits kind of build. And like all grass type moves heal your monster, but but grass types aren't really super big at like heavy attackers or high defense. They're just they're not really tanks, they're more just healers. So we're trying to do more of a types being a class versus types being just rock paper scissors like Pokemon does it, where the actual typing doesn't really matter for how you play the game. Which has always been kind of my issue with Pokemon, where a grass type can be exactly the same thing as a fire type as long as it's like the same damage output. If it's still going to be the same, like an 80 attack move is going to be the same if it's grass or fire either way. Where it's a grass type move, even if it does the same damage, will actually be better than the fire for healing because it'll heal automatically. But the fire type moves can do a debuff with the burn debuff instead. So there's positives and negatives for both. Depends on how you want to play it. But and obviously, since the speed matters a lot, because you can if you're really really slow, you can actually get skipped a turn. Ideally, we have it balanced where a lower speed means you probably have the monster has probably a higher defense, so it's able to tank missing a turn, or it has really high attack, so it's able to, even though it misses a turn, it's worth it to still use it because it's strong enough that one turn is what matters. Same thing with the other way around, where certain things might be really fast, and some monsters might get like 2 turns to attack in a row, but those 2 attacks might not be super strong. They might be relatively weak because it's attacking more to make up for that. So and like flying type moves, or I guess in this game it's air, but those types are very quick, but they're very weak. So they're more based around how you handle that and how it synergizes with the other 2 monsters on the field that you have. Because you might just use one monster just to heal as like a healer, as the grass type, and then you might have like the damage dealer tank or something as well. So, yeah, they're in the middle note. If you check the middle note, it's under typings, I believe. It's on the first page. Just go to the middle note, and I mean I can just show it on the screen for you guys. What just do that? I want to turn on my monitor, so I might glitch the stream. Are we glitched? Are we good? Any errors? My tablet was off, so it was not running. No, I'm good. Everything is working. Did I not break anything? Cool. I'm opening up Clip Studio and I'll show you guys what I mean. Where the heck is... Okay, move list. Oops, someone changed that. But it's not under move list, it's under types and stats. That's where it's at. That's yeah, if you go to the main Melanote page, under types and stats, it's under the important info section next to characters. And I'll screenshot this and then I'll post it on stream so you guys can see what I'm talking about. Because I can't exactly show it otherwise because it's secretive info. But I can show this. Screenshot it. Perfect. All right. Clipboard. Just tab. Where is Clip Studio? Go capture. Clip canvas. There we go. You guys can see that, right? Types and stats. It's a little cut off. It doesn't matter. You'll survive. So this shows the different types. Names are still to be determined. We may change typings. We may not. Who knows? But this is kind of what it is at the moment. Same number as Pokemon. Same general backbone as Pokemon for the typing type. But I have changed certain things. Big one is null typing. So null is like essentially the normal type. Difference being is that null has no weakness but no strength. Nothing is super effective against it, nothing's weak against it, and it does not do any effects by default. A null type move can cause fire damage. Like a null type move can do like a burn debuff, for example, still. But it doesn't inherently have any abilities on its own. So it's just like raw damage for the most part. Either that or it might just do a debuff on its own. But it doesn't have it as part of the nature of the actual move itself. Stuff like Dark has a chance to blind, which lowers accuracy. So any Dark type move, no matter like, even if it's a Dark type move that just it says like Dark type move does 60 damage, it still has a chance to lower accuracy with a blind debuff. Because inherently it does with its typing. Stuff like Rock has a chance to stun for one turn. Things like that have the chance to stun, it's going to be a lower. This will be a lower chance than like blind being in effect. So it's not like you can just. It's not like they're both gonna be like, oh, 10% chance for both. They're like, rock setting might be like a 5% chance, something really low, so then it doesn't just break the game and just spam rock type moves all the time. Electric can paralyze, which lowers speed or can attack, same as Pokemon kind of thing. Charm, which is what I'm using instead of like fairy type, is chance to charm, which lowers chance of attacking. So it's similar to paralysis, where you might not attack, but it's only that you just might not attack that turn if you're charmed. Bug, chance to cause fear, which the fear debuff lowers attack and defense equally. So it's kind of like just a general debuff of while you have the fear debuff on. Mind has a chance to confuse, which will then either you take recoil or you don't, or you just do a normal thing. Same thing as Pokemon again. You're gonna see a lot of Pokemon references because this is a very heavily influenced game. But Ghost has a chance to cause fear like Bug does, but it has a very low chance to cause instant death. Note that bosses will not be affected by the instant death that Ghost can do. So you can't just cheese bosses by doing instant death. Kind of like how certain daggers in like Final Fantasy can cause instant death. Same kind of idea. Yeah, but it's a very, very low. It's like 1% chance. So it might happen, but most of the time you probably won't see that effect. But it can happen. Normally it would just cause fear. Ice, all ice moves are AoE is the plan. Again, because it's an AoE move, it's probably going to be not as strong as like a regular move, but it'll hit everything. They have a chance to freeze, which lowers freeze. No, so I'm sorry. Chance to freeze. Freeze stops you from moving for a few turns, or it can lower speed. But ice has low accuracy to make up for the fact that it does 3 different buff things, basically, of either freezing, lowering speed, and it's an AoE. It all has low. It all has low accuracy. So and the accuracy is going to be calculated per hit. So if there's a group of 6 monsters, it's not has a chance to hit all or none. It's every monster has its own accuracy roll. So, like, ice moves will have like a 60% chance to hit, and there's a chance you might only hit like 3 of the 6 monsters on the field. So even though it has a lot of good debuffs that can proc, it also has low accuracy. So it's a risky thing to just use ice moves. But if it does all hit, then you have a chance to proc every debuff and stuff. So that's more of like a luck-based one. And there's things I want to be able to do in the game that increase that luck chance as well. And then maybe some moves that increase accuracy, so that you can do a move that maybe one of your monsters uses an accuracy increasing move, and then another one can use an ice move to boost that as with its accuracy being higher. Yeah, but yeah, that's why stuff like Ice and Ghost have low accuracy, because if they had normal accuracy, like something like, let's say, Dark, which would have like high accuracy because its debuff isn't that great, like it would be overpowered. Any AoE move will have lower accuracy usually. So like I said, Ice will, since it's an AoE, it'll have lower accuracy. For every Ice move will be like lower accuracy in general. Since every Ice move does AoE. Air type moves generally are for weak monsters. Most air types will be very weak, like very low health and very low attack, but they'll be very high speed, and they all have a high crit chance a higher crit chance than any of the other like typings. Same with combat. I want to change the name from combat to something else. I'm not sure yet, but I do want to. That's a work in progress name. But that's similar to air. Well, it'll be a high crit chance. I might, depending, do a chance of like increasing attack as well randomly, but at the moment they're the same. But yeah, for like air though, the reason why it's high crit chance is because it's the moves are weaker, but you have to offset that with the faster monsters being able to attack more. So it's more of like a kind of like a thief build for like a like a fantasy game where high crit chance, high speed, low defense, and low health kind of build. So again, there's some safer typings than others. Like Electric's pretty safe. Charm would be pretty safe. Dark would be pretty safe. But stuff like Rock or Ice or Ghost or Air, like those are ones where you rely more on luck to or like just chance to be able to do better in battles. Though again, I do want to offset that with items that can boost that, or different moves that can boost your chances with those kind of things. Fire, chance to burn, which lowers attack, or magic. Magic is the ranged attack stat, and damages over time, similar to Pokemon. And then Earth moves are also similar to Ice. They're all AoE. Difference being is that Earth moves do not have any buff or debuff to them. They're just raw damage, similar to Null. The only difference between Null is that they have an element type, so they'll have a weakness and non-weakness chart, but they're also AoE. So this is like the all-around kind of like safe AoE move for the typings, but it doesn't have Ice's debuffs it can cause. So similar to like how like Earthquake is in Pokemon. And then Toxic, which is the equivalent of Poison. Their AoE moves chance to poison, similar to Earth, but Toxic moves will generally be weaker than Earth type moves, and definitely weaker than Ice type moves. So that's more of, again, like slowly bleeding out the enemy kind of thing with poison. Since it's an AoE move, that means they all have a chance to gain poison, but it's per monster hit, not it's not like one roll for all enemies. Nature, healing on attacking, so any nature type moves will heal. It'll heal the user. It's not going to heal the party. It'll heal the user. But it's an AoE type move, so again, they do AoE, but it's more of a drain. So they don't do a huge amount of damage, but they mostly are for healing. And then again, it'll be balanced out to where they're not going to be just like one-shotting everything. Again, it's not like Pokemon where if you're against an all-water team, you can still lose against all water types as a nature type. It's not just a like one-sided like slaughter like it is in Pokemon, where if you have a grass type, you're just going to dominate any like just pure water types. They can still beat you up. Steel type, high crit chance to bleed, similar to Air and Combat, but bleeding is a little different than poison. Bleeding, every turn it gets worse, where poison stays the same damage. Bleeding, it slowly gets worse and worse and worse each turn, so it'll be doing more damage over time. It also the way that I want the poisons and the bleeds to work is it's on the monster's turn. So like on whatever monster's affected turn. So if it's a monster that is very slow, it won't take poison damage as often, because it'll be overall moving less than like a monster that attacks twice as fast as it, because it'll have more turns. The faster one will have more turns, so the faster one will take more poison damage overall. So that's also a downside to the faster monsters, is that means that they'll get procced for their debuff more often as well. So that has to be factored in. And then Mythic is the dragon, essentially. And Mythic has the chance to raise all stats and a chance to stun. Raise all stats doesn't raise the user's stats, but the stun is on the enemy. Again, very low chances though. Like I'm talking like 1 to 5% chance for like some of these things. And they'll be generally strong moves. Mythic moves will also be much more rare than the other moves in the game. Mythics in general are more rare. There's not that many of them, and the ones that are more late game or final evolutions. So it's a really good typing, but and if you get lucky, you can raise all your stats temporarily, but it's just less common to have. Also remember, enemies do this too. It's not just you. Like, enemies also have these debuffs and buffs. So if you go up against a bunch of ice enemies, that can be really bad for you because they're all using AoE moves that have a chance to freeze and lower speed. So it can really mess you up if you're not careful and you just like run into a battle and just spam through it. And then water causes the soak status, and I believe I have a thing over here for all the different things. Where's soaked? Soaked have speeds, but it only lasts a certain amount of turns. So it's kind of like a paralyze, but it doesn't last the full battle. It just lasts a couple turns, and it just slows you down a lot. So that's kind of the difference here between the soaked status and the paralyzed status. I wanted water to do kind of something, but I didn't really want it to just be it's like freeze thing like ice. So yes, actually I think ghost types can, because keep in mind, it's not real bleeding. It's bleed is the term, but traces, which are the monsters in the game, traces don't bleed. So it's more bleed as in like bleeding energy. Like they're bleeding their life force, not bleeding like blood. It's the verb bleeding. It's not the object blood. It's just bleed, like you're bleeding out something. Yeah, so ghost types probably would be affected by bleed. Ghost types definitely are affected by bleed. I don't know necessarily if steel will affect ghost types. I don't know yet. I still need to figure out the type chart. That's not as important at the moment, so I haven't really gone through it all. I want to buff Earth and Rock, because I know in Pokemon, Earth and Rock kind of suck. Well, ground. Its ground is Earth, but I kind of want to buff them a little bit because they're kind of sucky. I wanted to buff Ice too, because Ice, no one cares about Ice in Pokemon. Ice is kind of useless. It's kind of good against Dragon, but like Ice types in general aren't really that popular. So I kind of want to make Ice a little bit better and more used than just the common ones, And again, even though it says stuff like high crit chance, that doesn't mean you're always going to crit. You can go through several fights never critting. It's still like possible, and everything can crit. Everything still has a crit chance in general. Everything has like a set crit chance. It just moves like air and moves like combat have a higher crit chance, right? And then you have the monster stats. So you have the physical stat, magic stat. Physical is basically just attack. Magic is ranged attacks. Magic can be either ice, like ice can have ranged. It can have a magic ice attack or a physical ice attack. Same thing with Pokemon where they have special and physical. Same idea. Health, HP. Physical resistance, magic resistance, defense, and then speed, which determines the order and the chance of like dodging a move. Beyond that, there's you'll see these are the stats that you'll see on your character. Stuff like crit chance you won't see. But you will see like this stuff. This will be slightly adjusted for each monster, and each, like, even if you have 2 Catermelons, there are natures in the game. Like Pokemon, there are natures. So some, like, one Catermelon might be more magic based but lower physical based. So one might be higher health based but lower magic resist based. Same idea. One stat's always going to be boosted, one's always going to be diminished. So that way you can kind of adjust to what you want. Because you can have a Catermelon Catermelon's a charm nature type. You don't have to specifically use charm for it. You can use just nature, and you can use other stuff if you need to. The thing is though, the typings, monsters can only use moves of their typing or null typing. They can't, if it's a fire type monster, it cannot use toxic type moves unless it's also dual type toxic. So unlike Pokemon, they're limited to what their typing is for that move. That way you can't just be like, oh, I'm going to take this tank monster that has super high defense and give it nature moves and then just heal forever and never die. They're limited to their class. So that's going to hopefully make people kind of think more about what typings they're using and not just pick their favorite color, essentially, which is what Pokemon kind of has turned into. Because in Pokemon, every move has like an 80 damage physical move now, or 80 damage special move. No matter what type it is, there's always that. You can find it, and it'll be there. Like what they have, like Energy Ball now, right? And that's like the Shadow Ball equivalent. I don't want that. I want certain types to be specific playstyles. So this kind of sets that in place for that, since they do their own debuffs and buffs. And I guess, I mean, you could technically just do like all nature types and just spam heal forever. And I guess that could work if you're strong enough. But again, if you're strong enough, you can always just, or if you're not strong enough, you can always just grind. And then you become overpowered anyways. So, again, too, this game is not a multiplayer game. It is heavily focused on balance for single player and for the story. So, don't expect to have any balancing for player versus player stuff, because there is none. Also, it's not a catch them all type game, even though it's heavily influenced by Pokemon. There are things you cannot capture, bosses you cannot capture, certain mini bosses you cannot capture. It's not the goal of the game is to not get every single collectible, or to get every single monster. You can get everything that spawns naturally. You can get and evolve correctly, but you don't need to. It's not the focus. I'm not going to stress any focus of that on the game. It's more of you get the party that you want, because it's like the play style you want to do. That's why I think it'll be fine too if you do like 2 Catermelons. That's totally fine to do. You don't have to do one of, like, I mean, I'm sure many people will do several of, like, they'll have a party of 6 that will be unique monsters, but it'll be a playstyle as well that you can do like 2 Catermelons if you want, or 2 Palmies, because the typings match well with each other. So, having 2 grass types on the field at a time is beneficial sometimes if you want to heal off each other. And since there's like the ability of like defending, which is not a move. Defending counts as a turn, but it's not a move. All it does is just dramatically lower damage taken that turn. So it's not so much it's a stalling type of tactic, and not an actual attack. And it doesn't count as an attack either. So that and every monster can defend. Defend is just a thing on the menu you can do. It's useful for certain moves that will have a wind up, kind of like Hyper Beam or like Solar Beam. Solar Beam is the one where it takes like the one turn to charge up. there'll be moves like that. So if you defend before it happens, you can block the oncoming damage and take a lot less damage if you need to. Certain bosses will have moves that you will want to defend for. You can attack. You can try risking attacking and defeating it first, but it's better. It will be a safer strategy to defend. Or if you think you have high enough speed to dodge. But overall, I wanted types to have meaning. And Spickle, since you weren't able to hear, I was saying that my big issue with Pokemon is that types don't really have meaning anymore to them. There's a type of move for every type now. So it's all types really matter now is the rock paper scissors for the type advantage. They're not really like grass types do a certain thing, the type of gameplay style, and that's what I want. Originally Pokemon did that. Like the original Pokemon games, like ghost type moves were mostly like buff and debuff types, mostly debuff type stuff. Like you had like stuff like Curse or stuff like Dream Eater that needed like strategy for it. But now there's physical ghost type moves and special ghost type moves that just do raw damage, and it kind of defeats the purpose of, I think, the whole point of typing, because you end up with just move but different color, and I don't want that. So again, this would be probably incredibly impossible, or probably impossible to balance for multiplayer. So I don't plan on ever doing a multiplayer part of it. But yeah, and that's what I want for this game. I want typings to be a class of monster and not a color of monster. And that's what I was explaining with like how certain I told you about these before. This is nothing new for you. But how certain things are naturally stronger in certain areas because of like how nature always heals and it's always AoE no matter what the move is. And that means that if you have a nature type move that when it attacks, let's say like move does 25 damage, chance to increase health or chance to increase, I don't know, attack up one stage. That this heal from attacking an AoE move still applies to that move. It's just there by default for any nature type moving. So you end up with like, so if you do that attack and let's say it does proc the attack up that move does, it can also proc the healing obviously, and it'll also kind of AoE still. So whatever the move description is on top of whatever the typing naturally does already. And then there's the type advantage, and then there are some that I don't want to do anything that is not effective. Mainly because that can kind of screw you over sometimes in games. If something doesn't do any damage at all, you kind of run the risk of like, oh, I ran into this thing and my team is only normal types and it's a ghost type. Normal types can only use normal type moves. Well, like, I guess I can't beat the game now. So I don't want that. So everything can damage everything, but it might do like only like 25% of total damage instead, but it still can damage it because like I said before you unmuted, monsters can only use their typing. They can't. A grass type cannot use or a nature type cannot use a fire type move. It can only use the nature type move. That's why I try doing most monsters be dual typing, because I don't want them limited to just one type for their moveset. That way you have a little bit of diversity with each monster, but that also sets the monsters in their own categories of like classification, because like if you have like a nature flying or nature air type, then you have a healer that also has high crit chance moves, because it has access to the nature typings and the air typings. So you kind of build, it kind of creates little like hybrid builds of these your normal kind of fantasy like classes, and that way each monster is a little bit more unique, because otherwise you end up with, like I said, like flavor of the move, and that's it. A null, there's no null type monster. There's, I think, only one pure null type monster. Null is like a unique classification. Because null is not weak against anything and it's not strong against anything, but it also has no special features, so it doesn't buff or debuff by default. But it's just raw damage. Most if you have a nature type monster that's a nature ice, it can use nature type moves, it can use ice type moves, but it also can use null type moves. Null type moves work for any monster. So that's the unique thing about nulls, that nulls is a move type, but not necessarily a monster type. It's just a raw damage or raw buff debuff move. I think we have Duple's a null nature. Duple's a pure null. But Duple you don't fight with, but he's technically a null typing. I would say null's like the purest type, like in terms of energy, because they're energy beings. Null is like the most like pure form of it. That's why it's not weak or strong against anything. It's just pure energy. I'm looking through the thing now. I don't see anything. A lot of we're leaning towards a lot of dark and a lot of ghost, but there's some really wacky fusions too. Like we have one that's a dark charm typing, Sinistar, and that's a really wacky typing because normally you don't have those two together. Yes, so you have physical attack and magic attack, which is magic is essentially special moves. Same thing with physical defense, magic defense. And then you have different debuffs. Over here you can see them. I think you can read them at this resolution. But the main new debuffs compared to Pokemon would be, Bleed, which deals small damage, but Bleed deals bleed damage, obviously, but it increases over time. So as the battle time increases, each turn the monster goes on, the bleed damage also increases. So let's say it does 2 damage at the first turn for the monster, the next turn it'll do 4 damage, and then 6 damage, and then 8 damage. It increases over time. Where poison just does the exact same flat damage every turn. And then you have there's some modified things like Confuse can attack an ally, or it can miss. Paralyzed is the same as Pokemon, basically. Blind lowers accuracy, and it lasts the whole battle, or until healed. Fear lowers attack and defense, which lasts all battle or until healed. Soaked halves your speed, which water type moves have a chance to soak a monster, and they will. And if you're soaked, then your speed gets halved, but it only lasts a few turns. Also, what I'll probably do is that certain types will probably be immune to certain debuffs. Like toxic typings will probably be immune to poison. For stuff like soaked, probably like ice and fire would be immune to that debuff. They wouldn't be immune to water type moves, but they would be immune to the soaked debuff. Stuff like that, probably. That way it's a little bit more balanced on like what typings are good against other typings. So even though like water is strong against fire by a bit, you also won't be debuffed and taking the type advantage debuff as well. And then healing moves heal, but damage done matters for how much you heal, similar to like Giga Drain and Mega Drain in Pokemon, how it heals like half the damage done. Same idea. So it's not like it's always going to heal the same amount every time. And Death is the new one, which Death is just the instant KO, which Ghost types have on their typing. Any Ghost type move can do an instant KO chance, but it's very low. Like I said earlier, like 1% chance. And bosses it doesn't work on. But you can also, even though certain moves like always do AoE, like the Earth moves do AoE and Ice moves do AoE, there will be some AoE Rock moves, some AoE Dark moves. There will be moves that do AoE as that specific move's ability, not the typing's ability, but that move's ability. So those moves will be probably really good, but they'll probably also will be lower accuracy in general, because if you're using, I don't know, like an AoE Rock move and it's stunning everything, if it's stunning the whole enemy party non-stop, that's kind of overpowered. So it'll be good, but it'll be really broken. Same thing with like Steel. If you do an AoE Steel move and it's just bleeding and high crit chancing everything, like that's not good. Yeah, that's the issue. Yeah, you wouldn't want to use a Ghost move for like catching a shiny or something, because you kill it possibly. It's a really low chance, but there's a chance. So. And shinies I want to have higher than the what is it in Pokemon? It's like 1 out of like 3,000 or something, like something insanely low. I want it to be like, I don't know, like something not incredibly low, so you're not farming it forever. Ideally I want people to find at least one shiny per playthrough, if not more. If by just naturally going through the game, because this is not a game that you like replay over and over. It's not a game that there's no like end game that you're farming for new stuff with. There's no like online battles, so there's no PvP. So once you beat the game, you're done. It's your classic type of JRPG style gameplay. It's not a Pokemon game. So I don't want there to be people going like, oh man, I wish I had gotten this shiny, but I don't want to play through the whole game multiple times to find it. So it'll be a higher chance than, Pokemon's insanely low chance rate. I don't know how high. It could be like 1 or 5% chance. It really depends. But I don't think it'll be less. It's definitely not going to be like 10%, but it'll be high enough that if you want to, you can get a shiny of the monster that you want. If you spend like a couple hours or something farming for it, you probably can find it. I want it to be like that, because it's always kind of annoying for me with Pokemon. It's with Pokemon, at least there's like end game stuff, and like there's the online multiplayer, so you're able to. You can kind of justify farming for shinies, but at a certain point, like the egg farming isn't really fun. It's just kind of tedious, and it's like I don't really find it rewarding. I just find it kind of annoying. So that's why I want to kind of have it just be a natural thing in the game, and not a like, oh, this is impossible to find, or not even aware it even exists kind of thing. So it will be a percentage chance, but it'll be higher than a percentage of percentage. So, yeah, I don't like doing that, and it's not fun, and it's just a time waster in my opinion to do it. It's not like it's a skill-based thing. At least with like the ones like the fishing, where you have to do like the 30, or it's like 30 in a row in like the same fishing spot, right? Like that at least is a little bit of a skill-based thing to it, and there's a guarantee. But with the egg thing, it's just a chance-based, like a really boring chance-based thing where you're just moving back and forth waiting for the eggs to hatch, and I don't think that's a fun mechanic. So I don't want to have that in the game. But I do want to have shinies, and I do want people to like see them. So I don't want them to be so rare that it's just like, oh, I get to choose which one I want. But I want it to be, if you're not looking for it, you can still find them throughout the game. Bosses obviously won't have shinies, and neither will the like mini bosses. So you know. But yeah, so that's the kind of idea I'm going for the shiny type stuff. The Morkster does have a shiny, so technically he can be a shiny. You can't capture him, but he's there, but you can't capture him. So you'll see the shiny, and you just won't be able to get it. But he shows up again, so it's not, you'll see him throughout the game as a shiny at least. But he's a repeating boss. I should say Mork, not Morkster. Morkster's the final evolution. But yeah, you'll see him throughout the game, anyways. But yeah, I mean that's just kind of generally where we're at right now. I know Dan right now is working on menus, so there isn't much to show in that. But not once he's done with the menu stuff, and once we have kind of got everything working on the battle things, and I think we're moving on to more of the actual like gameplay part of it. But yeah, that's so that's kind of exciting. Where there's progress. I know it's been pretty silent for the past like year or so, but we've been working. There's just been stuff going on. Hold on here. How do I know if there's VODs? How do I know if there's VODs? Where do I set up? Where do I know if that's a thing or not? Content? Clips? I mean, there's a video. I can watch it apparently. Yeah, there's a VODs. Yeah, it looks like there's VODs. Yeah, they're there. They're there. So yeah, there's stuff going on. Yeah, okay. Yeah, there's 2 hours of this apparently. Oh my god, 2 hours! Jesus Christ. Yeah, you are able to. Hold on, I've got it right. Can't see chat. Now I can see chat. Is it not public? When I go to my VODs page, I can see it. Go to the VOD section of my stream. Can you see videos? Is it not public? Well, all you can do is report the VOD. If you go to the videos, they're all published. There's a bunch. Yeah, there's ones from. There's ones of me playing Diamond in February. So yeah, there's stuff. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, it's there. I'll download it so then I can. So I can I can post it on the channel or the the Discord too, so people can watch it or skip through a bunch of it. I just explained what was going on in the most complicated thing was me talking about the typings because Woot asked about it. But yeah. Anyways, that's kinda it. I don't think I have anything else to talk about unless you have any more questions about the game. I don't have anything to say because I already showed the demo. That's all I had to show. I wasn't expecting to go on for this long, but here I am, I guess. Yeah, so that's kind of where we're at. I know Woot's doing the Woot is doing the animation still. He just finished the Catermelon animation for the Hyperform, so that's done. Yeah, the Hyperforms are, like I said, we just finished that one. So he sent me gifs of them all. So I'll send them to you in DMs, the preview. What is your username now? I'm not sure what this is. I'll send you those. So that it's just the animations of it's just the same animations that Catermelon has. They're just the Hyperform. It's fully new animated. It's like they're new attacks and stuff, but they are it's still the same like amount because it's mostly just a visual look for realistically it's just a more visual. It's a change than an actual like mechanic based change, at least for asset wise. You wouldn't notice anything until you actually see the stat changes. Yeah, so you can see his tail is a lot more like movable in the Hyperform. Anyways, I'm gonna go. I'm tired. I was out all day today. I was at my dad's house for like 6 hours, so I'm kind of tired. But I'll be back. I'm gonna probably stream on Twitch again. I don't know if I will tomorrow because I want to finish Roburn's commission, but I will be back. If not tomorrow, then Tuesday. I'm gonna do more commissions because I have commissions I need to finish for this stuff. So I will do that those days, and I got a lot of commissions to do. I gotta catch up because I've been sick for two years, so I haven't been working a whole lot, and I need to fix that. But I'm finishing. Here, I'll show you what I'm doing next. Why not? I have clips to open. Let me show you the next things. Little preview. There we go. So this is one of them. This is the current thing. I'm finishing up this, or I should say starting it. But so this will be worked on probably Tuesday. This is one of those commissions. It's like a mimic chest, and it's going to have like the fire is going to like hit it in like reflections. It'll look very nice when it's done. So there's that, and then I got, what else do I got? I got this, which is Roburn's current work in progress. It's getting there, but it's Why do I keep wanting to say Shroomish? I'm tired. It's Turtwig and Trapinch. And Trapinch I need to kind of make a little bit more blotchy looking so it looks like he's painted. And not so just solid green. Because at the moment he just looks green. And I'll probably do a version where he's his orange color too. Just to make it a little funnier, because it looks kind of funny when it's just him like painted orange, or not even painted, just orange. So I'll probably do that. And then do this layer just so I remember. Yeah, because I need to. And then if they're on like a curtain like stage thing, so that'll be easy to finish up. The shadows are pretty much done for like the base stuff. I gotta do the body on them and then like the shell and stuff. It's not that complicated. And then I have this one's for Joey. This is a commission that I need to do. This one's gonna be a little tough one because the earth I'm gonna do like kind of glowing, you know, like how you see from like space, how Earth kind of has that like glow to it from the atmosphere. I want to do a look like that. So these are temporary colors at the moment, but it'll look pretty cool when it's done. I gotta figure out how to do that look. So I gotta stare at space images. Yeah. This is the you see it's a classic way of showing evil like taking over the world type thing, where you have the octopus taking over the world. You see it in political cartoons all the time. It's always an octopus. They did it for like the Nazis, they did it for I think there's some like Soviet ones with it, but it's like usually like an octopus taking over the world type deal. And I want to do it with like a Deoxys because it's, you know, it's alien thing. So I'm gonna make the world like kind of glowy, like it's actually from space, and like a cool effect reflecting off of the Deoxys. I'm gonna make him kind of shiny looking. So that'll be a fun one, but that'll probably take a while too. Even though the actual rendering won't take that long, but the special effects, because I want to do like a nice starry background too, and not just like emptiness. So yeah. It's a symbolic picture, not a realistic picture. There's no Deoxys this big. I hope. But, yeah, so that's it. That's done. Stream over. Thanks for watching, everyone, and the 12 people left still. Wow, there's a lot of people here still. But, who even is here? I would love to check the user list, but it's not like, oh, there we go. Astro's here, David's here, Bazzy's here, Crescent's. Oh, lots of people are here. Doll's here. Wow, so many people. But, yeah. See ya, Woot. Get I need more sprites. Give me more sprites. Where's my boss sprite? Give me the spider boss. Give it to me. Anyways, see you later. Bye-bye.